As the sun dipped below the horizon of Jektar Fifth, a hushed tension filled the control room of the Zalanthian observation fleet. Admiral Kylan, his skin a deep shade of emerald, watched the monitors with an intensity that belied his usual composure. The fleet, positioned in stealth above Earth, was on a routine mission of technological assessment, a common practice before initiating contact with any emerging civilization. "Admiral, you should see this." Lieutenant Zara, her tone a mix of awe and apprehension, motioned towards a live feed from their hidden drones. On the screen, the humans were testing a new weapon, unlike anything the Zalanthians had seen before. The weapon, a massive device radiating ominous energy, was in a desert, surrounded by military personnel. When activated, it released a beam of light so intense that it momentarily blinded the drone's sensors. When the view cleared, a mountain that had been in the background was simply gone, vaporized. The room went silent, every officer and crew member unable to peel their eyes away from the screen. This was not the usual primitive rocketry or nuclear devices they had observed before. This was something else, something terrifying. "We knew they were a militaristic species, but this—" Keelan's voice trailed off as he struggled to find words. The Council's concern. Back on Zalanth Prime, the High Council convened in an emergency session. The news of Earth's weapon had traveled faster than light, stirring up a storm of anxiety among the highest ranks of the government. Councillor Terev, the head of the Scientific Advisory Board, presented the data collected. "The weapon harnesses energy at a quantum level, far exceeding anything in our arsenal. If the humans decide to expand their reach into the galaxy, they could threaten the stability of known space." The Council murmured in agreement. The possibility of a war with Earth, although theoretically easy due to the Zalanthians' advanced tactics and technology, could become prolonged and costly with such weapons at humanity's disposal. The ethical dilemma. The Zalanthians prided themselves on their ethical approach to the cosmos. They avoided conflict when possible, believing in the elevation of less advanced species through peaceful means. Yet here they were, considering the unthinkable. "Is there an alternative? Can we initiate contact without revealing our presence more broadly?" Councillor Jahan asked, her voice a beacon of hope in the somber chamber. Keelan, who had been summoned from Earth's orbit to attend the meeting, responded, "We could enhance their understanding of the galactic community's peace treaties, show them the benefits of cooperation rather than conflict." "But how?" Another councillor chimed in. "They are fragmented into competing nation-states, not a unified entity. Who do we talk to? The Americans, the Chinese, the Europeans?" A plan in motion. After hours of debate, the Council decided to send an envoy to Earth, disguised as a human. This envoy would attempt to infiltrate the highest echelons of power in multiple countries, subtly guiding them towards unity and a broader understanding of the interstellar community. Keelan nominated Zara for the mission. Her expertise in human linguistics and culture made her an ideal candidate. "You must tread carefully, Zara. The fate of our interactions with humanity may depend on your diplomacy." Zara's preparation. Zara spent weeks studying the most recent human broadcasts, learning their customs, their fears, and their hopes. She transformed her appearance, choosing an Earth-like form that would blend in anywhere from New York to Beijing. She practiced her role until she could pass as a human in any social or professional setting. The launch. As Zara's ship descended towards Earth, camouflaged among the thousands of satellites orbiting the planet, she reviewed her objectives one last time. Her mission was clear, but the stakes were incredibly high. Not only was the future of Zalanthian and human relations on the line, but potentially the peace of the entire galaxy. As Earth's blue and green visage grew larger, Zara felt a mix of excitement and dread. This was the beginning of something unprecedented, something that could change the course of history. And as her ship entered the atmosphere, hidden from human eyes, a new chapter in the annals of both Zalanthian and human history began to write itself. As Zara's ship touched down discreetly in a remote part of the Canadian wilderness, she quickly assimilated into her new environment. Her first destination was New York City, a melting pot of cultures and a central hub for global diplomacy and business. It was here that she hoped to start influencing key figures subtly towards the idea of global unity and peaceful space exploration. Zara adopted the identity of Dr. Ilara Miles, a supposed expert in international relations and sustainable technologies. She positioned herself as a consultant for the United Nations, leveraging her deep understanding of Earth's political climate and her advanced Zelanthian knowledge to quickly gain trust and credibility. Meanwhile, back in space, Admiral Kylan monitored Earth's military developments with growing unease. New intelligence suggested that the humans were not only aware of a potential extraterrestrial presence, but were also accelerating their weapons programs. The testing of the quantum disintegrator was merely a precursor to something even more formidable. In a high-security meeting at the Pentagon, generals and defense strategists debated the presence of unidentified objects in Earth's orbit, which they had started to notice with increasing frequency. "We must consider the possibility of an alien threat. Our satellite systems have been compromised. Something or someone is observing us," General Harrow stated, his voice grim. Back in New York, Zara, as Dr. Miles, began weaving her influence through keynote speeches at major international conferences, advocating for more collaborative global defense initiatives rather than competitive arms development. Her ideas were revolutionary, suggesting that humanity focus its resources on technological advancements for health and ecological recovery, rather than destructive tools. Her words resonated with many, creating a small but influential following among global leaders and thinkers. However, her efforts were also met with skepticism and resistance from powerful factions within military and industrial complexes, who saw her ideas as naive or a threat to national security. As Zara navigated this complex web of politics and power, she also needed to communicate with her home planet. Using encrypted channels, she updated Admiral Kylan on her progress and the challenges. Kylan, in turn, warned her of the increasing paranoia among Earth's military leaders, urging her to accelerate her efforts. Simultaneously, on Earth, a young hacker named Theo stumbled upon anomalies in global communication networks, patterns that suggested not just surveillance, but sophisticated, non-human cryptography. Intrigued and alarmed, Theo began tracing these signals, unaware that his actions would soon lead him into a deep, hidden world of secrets and revelations. As the Earth continued its rotation, unaware of the delicate dance of diplomacy and espionage playing out in its corridors of power, Zara prepared for her next big step, a private summit at an eco-resort in Bali, where she planned to bring together the world's most influential leaders under the guise of discussing climate strategies, but with the ultimate aim of subtly steering them towards a unified approach to the potential of extraterrestrial diplomacy. Her plan was bold and fraught with risk, but it was the only way to prevent the brewing storm that could lead to interstellar conflict. The summit in Bali was a kaleidoscope of global leaders, each with their own agendas and guarded by layers of political and personal interests. Zara, under her human guise as Dr. Ilara Miles, orchestrated the event with a masterful touch, ensuring every discussion subtly highlighted the benefits of unified global policy and interstellar peace. Her eloquence in discussing the potential threats of climate change served as a metaphor for the broader, yet undisclosed risk of alien conflict. Amidst the backdrop of lush tropical gardens and sound of gentle waves, Zara facilitated sessions that fostered openness and trust. She introduced cutting-edge sustainable technologies, subtly derived from Zelanthian principles, to demonstrate the potential of advanced science when used for peace rather than war. Her sessions on quantum applications for ecological recovery particularly piqued the interest of several European and Asian delegates who saw potential applications within their own country's tech industries. However, Theo, the young hacker who had been tracing the encrypted extraterrestrial communications, was making his own plans. After pinning down the source of the transmissions to what appeared to be a satellite in a decaying orbit, he managed to intercept a partial message that made a direct reference to the Bali summit. Convinced that he was on the verge of uncovering an alien plot, Theo decided it was time to go public with his findings. He contacted a few journalists known for their investigative work on government cover-ups and conspiracy theories. Over encrypted chats, he shared his evidence, explaining the peculiar patterns and advanced cryptography that no human technology could yet mimic. His story, once published, rapidly caught fire across various news platforms, stirring a media frenzy and conspiracy theories worldwide. Back at the summit, as Zara was about to begin a crucial closed-door meeting, her Zalanthian communication device discreetly alerted her to the unfolding situation. The news of the leaked alien communications was spreading, and some of the summit's security teams were already on high alert, scanning for any unusual activities or threats. Zara knew she had to act fast. The delicate fabric of trust she had woven was at risk of unraveling. She decided to leverage the situation by subtly confirming the existence of benign extraterrestrial interests in Earth's affairs during her next speech. Positioning her race as potential allies in Earth's struggle against climate catastrophe, she hinted at advanced technologies that could be shared if global unity was achieved. As Zara spoke, the leaders listened with a mixture of disbelief and fascination. The idea of alien life was not new to them, but the possibility of direct contact and assistance was something they had never seriously considered. The atmosphere in the room shifted from skepticism to contemplative silence, as each leader weighed the implications of this revelation. Meanwhile, Theo watched the live broadcast of Zara's speech from his cramped apartment, his brow furrowed. The elegance and assurance with which she presented her case made him doubt his initial suspicions of a sinister alien agenda. Maybe there was more to this story than he had anticipated. Maybe, just maybe, this was an opportunity for humanity, not a threat. As the summit concluded, Zara had managed to plant the seeds of curiosity and cautious optimism among Earth's leaders. The media frenzy around Theo's revelations transformed from a potential scandal into a global dialogue on the possibilities that lay beyond their planet. The world was watching, and the narrative was changing, slowly aligning with the peaceful mission Zara was so committed to advancing. In the weeks following the Bali summit, the global narrative continued to evolve. The initial shock of Zara's revelations had given way to a cautious but growing enthusiasm about the potential benefits of peaceful extraterrestrial engagement. Major news outlets, once the purveyors of fear about alien life forms, now hosted panels with scientists and diplomats discussing the implications of Zara's proposals. Amidst this changing public sentiment, Zara deepened her involvement with the United Nations, helping to draft a preliminary framework for what was now being called the Earth Alliance Initiative. This proposed a set of protocols for interstellar diplomacy and shared technology advancements, primarily focusing on how alien technologies could aid in reversing environmental degradation on Earth. Simultaneously, Admiral Keelan, observing from orbit, was tasked with a delicate mission of his own. He had to ensure that the Earth remained oblivious to the full extent of Zalanthian surveillance capabilities while still monitoring the planet's military developments. The balance was precarious. Any misstep could reignite human fears and undo all of Zara's hard work. In Washington, D.C., General Harrow convened a clandestine meeting with other military leaders from around the globe. Despite the public shift toward accepting alien contact, they were not ready to let down their guard. They discussed the formation of a covert task force to study, and if necessary, counteract any hidden alien agendas. This task force would operate in the shadows, gathering intelligence and preparing defenses, away from the public eye and political scrutiny. Meanwhile, Theo found himself a celebrity in certain circles, lauded as the young genius who had uncovered the biggest story of the century. Yet, the fame brought him unease. He was contacted by a mysterious group that claimed to represent a coalition of nations interested in his skills for a top-secret project. Theo, driven by curiosity and a sense of duty to safeguard humanity, agreed to meet. At the rendezvous, a discreet office in Geneva, Theo was introduced to the leaders of the new task force. They explained their concerns about potential threats from advanced alien civilizations and offered him a role in their operations. Theo, with his unique skills and newfound connections, was now a valuable asset. He accepted, driven by the dual desires to protect his planet and to uncover more about the enigmatic Zara and her people. Back in New York, as Zara pushed forward with her agenda, she remained vigilant, aware of the undercurrents of distrust that still flowed beneath the surface of human politics. Her next step was crucial. She needed to demonstrate something tangible, a piece of technology that could not only captivate the imagination of the global populace, but also prove the benevolent intentions of her people. She arranged for a demonstration of a Zalanthian environmental restoration device, capable of purifying air and water at a scale previously thought impossible. The demonstration was set to take place in Beijing, a city long plagued by air pollution. Leaders from across the globe were invited to witness the event, which Zara hoped would serve as a turning point, solidifying Earth's commitment to the Earth Alliance initiative and easing the path toward a peaceful and cooperative future. As Zara prepared for the demonstration, unaware of the newly formed task force or Theo's involvement in it, she remained optimistic. Her belief in the potential for unity and cooperation between Earth and her people was unshaken, even as she navigated the complex web of human politics and hidden agendas. The stage was set for a groundbreaking event that could change the world or reveal the fractures that lay just beneath its surface. As the date of the demonstration in Beijing approached, the world watched with bated breath. The city itself was abuzz with preparations, with officials tightening security and media crews setting up live feeds to broadcast the event globally. Zara oversaw the installation of the Zalanthian technology, a sleek silver device, not much larger than a small car, but with the capability to effect change on an unprecedented scale. On the morning of the demonstration, world leaders, scientists, and skeptics alike gathered in Tiananmen Square, transformed for the day into a showcase of potential future harmony between Earth and the stars. Zara stood at the podium, her form human but her presence almost otherworldly, as she introduced the technology. As she spoke, the device activated, and within minutes, real-time air quality indicators began to show a dramatic improvement. However, thousands of miles away, Theo sat in a dimly lit room surrounded by monitors, analyzing the data streaming in from the device. With each passing minute, his team decoded more of the technology's intricate workings, revealing not just a tool for environmental restoration, but also a sophisticated system of data collection, potentially capable of monitoring global environments in ways that could also be exploited for surveillance. The revelation sent a chill through Theo. He wrestled with the implications. Should he see this as a benevolent gift or as a Trojan horse, introducing surveillance under the guise of aid? He decided to withhold judgment until he could discuss his findings with General Harrow and the rest of the covert task force. Meanwhile, in Beijing, the successful demonstration was met with applause and wide-eyed wonder. Zara fielded questions from the press, expertly navigating inquiries about the technology's other potential applications and its availability. She stressed cooperation and shared advancements, emphasizing that this technology was but the first of many benefits of a peaceful interstellar alliance. General Harrow, who had watched the event unfold from his office, was not swayed by the public display of goodwill. The intelligence provided by Theo added to his worries, confirming his fears that alien technologies could have dual uses, not all of them benign. He ordered an immediate meeting with international allies to discuss the formation of a response strategy, balancing the public's enthusiasm with the need for protective measures against potential hidden agendas. Zara, sensing the undercurrent of unease from some sectors, requested a private meeting with key skeptics, including representatives from the newly formed task force, although she was unaware of its true purpose. She hoped to address their concerns directly and transparently, to demonstrate that her intentions, and those of her people, were truly peaceful. As the meeting convened in a secured room in the UN headquarters, Zara presented detailed assurances about the safeguards built into the technology, unaware that Theo was among those scrutinizing her every word. Theo listened intently, his mind a tumult of suspicion and awe. Here was a being from another world, offering solutions to some of Earth's most pressing problems. Yet at what cost? The discussions were intense, probing the depths of the Zalanthian agenda and the specifics of their technology. Zara remained composed, her answers clear and thoughtful, aiming to bridge the gap between her world and Earth. She extended an invitation for a team of Earth scientists to visit her ship, to study the technology firsthand, an offer that was met with cautious consideration. As the meeting drew to a close, the parties remained divided, but the door to further dialogue had been opened. Zara returned to her quarters, reflecting on the complex tapestry of human emotions and politics. She understood that trust was not easily won, especially when worlds were at stake. She hoped that her offer would be accepted, seeing it as the next essential step toward understanding, a chance to show that the universe was, indeed, founded on the principles of harmony and shared prosperity. As the invitation to visit Zara's ship was deliberated upon, the global community remained in a state of cautious optimism, mixed with deep-seated suspicion. The task force, led by General Harrow and now including Theo as a key member, decided to accept Zara's offer, seeing it as a crucial opportunity to gain insight into Zalanthian technology and intentions directly. Preparations were thorough and swift. A select group of scientists, military strategists, and diplomats, including Theo, were briefed and trained for the encounter. Their mission was clear: to assess the alien technology for potential risks and benefits, and to establish a framework for ongoing diplomatic relations if deemed viable. The day of the visit arrived. The team, dressed in specially designed protective suits, boarded a shuttle that would take them to the Zalanthian ship, hovering in Earth's orbit, invisible to all but the most sophisticated tracking systems. As they ascended, the Earth shrinking beneath them, Theo felt the weight of the moment. Not just a personal milestone, but a pivotal point in human history. Zara greeted them at the airlock of her vessel, her demeanor calm and welcoming. She guided them through corridors that hummed with the soft glow of alien technology, to a conference room that looked out onto the vastness of space. Here, she began a detailed presentation of their technologies, emphasizing their peaceful applications and the stringent ethical standards the Zalanthians adhered to in their deployment. The Earth team was given a tour of the ship, showing them the advanced ecological management systems that had restored environments on other planets, similar to the demonstration in Beijing. They were shown medical bays where nanotechnology worked in harmony with biological organisms to heal without invasive surgery, and energy systems that harness the power of stars. Throughout the tour, Theo's skepticism gradually waned as he witnessed firsthand the wonders of Zalanthian science. His conversations with Zara revealed not just a diplomat but a being deeply committed to the principles of life and growth. However, the task force's technical experts remained vigilant, analyzing data and searching for any underlying threats. As the visit concluded, General Harrow and his team convened privately to discuss their findings. The consensus was cautiously positive. The technologies and their applications were indeed as benevolent as Zara had claimed. However, they agreed on the need for strict protocols and safeguards should a technology transfer proceed. In the final meeting aboard the ship, General Harrow extended Earth's gratitude for the openness and hospitality shown by the Zalanthians. In a gesture of newfound trust, he formally accepted Zara's proposal for an ongoing exchange of knowledge and defensive collaboration, proposing the establishment of a joint Earth-Zalanthian Council to oversee this interstellar partnership. Zara, relieved and heartened by the Earth's response, agreed to the proposal, recognizing it as the first step towards a lasting alliance. She expressed hope that this partnership would serve as a model for other civilizations in the galaxy, promoting peace and cooperation over conflict and isolation. As Theo and the others returned to Earth, they brought with them not just advanced knowledge and a new sense of cosmic citizenship, but also a message of hope. Humanity was not alone in the universe, and the future was a tapestry woven from the threads of many worlds, each contributing to a greater understanding and unity. The announcement of the Earth-Zalanthian partnership was met with global celebration. For the first time in human history, the skies were not a frontier of conquest, but a vast expanse of collaborative possibilities. Earth had stepped into the wider cosmos not as a warrior, but as a partner, ready to learn and grow in the great galactic community. As the celebrations continued, Zara watched from her ship, a silent sentinel ready to guide and support her new allies in the shared journey that lay ahead.